In a quiet town, where rice fields stretched to the horizon, lived a boy named Haru. He wasn't the strongest or the fastest, and he definitely wasn't the best at football. But his love for the game was unmatched. While other kids effortlessly scored goals, Haru mostly warmed the bench, his face dripping with sweat, but his heart overflowing with hope. Every single afternoon, after the field emptied and the sun began to set, Haru stayed behind. He practiced alone, kicking the ball against the empty goalpost, running until his legs burned, falling down, and always getting back up. The wind was his only teammate, the lonely goal his only spectator. Day after day, he trained, fueled by a dream that seemed so far away. One evening, during a sprint, his only pair of shoes finally gave out. The sole tore open, hanging like a tired smile. He couldn't afford a new pair. Back home, with trembling but determined hands, he carefully stitched it back together with old thread. The next day at practice, his teammates pointed and laughed at his patched-up shoe. But Haru just tightened the laces, looked them in the eye, and said quietly, "I will still play." His voice wasn't loud, but it was steady and unshakable. Then came the day of the big match. The stadium was electric, buzzing with cheering parents and waving flags. But just before the game, disaster struck. The team's star striker twisted his ankle. The coach, looking desperate, scanned the bench. His eyes landed on the only player left. "Haru, you're in." A few nervous chuckles rippled through the team, but this time, no one laughed out loud. Haru swallowed hard, his heart pounding. He could feel his stitched shoe pressing against the grass, a silent promise to himself. The whistle blew. The game was on. The first time Haru touched the ball, he missed. The second time, he stumbled. The crowd groaned in frustration. His legs felt like they were about to give out. But then, he remembered all those lonely sunsets on the empty field. He remembered the feeling of stitching his shoe back together. He took a deep breath, steadied himself, and started to run. This time, he didn't stop. Final minute, the score was tied. The entire stadium held its breath. The ball rolled toward Haru, almost as if it had chosen him. He heard shouts from his teammates. "Pass it. Don't you dare shoot." But their voices faded into the background. The only sound he could hear was the frantic beat of his own heart. He closed his eyes and kicked. The ball soared through the air, higher and truer than any shot he had ever taken. For a split second, time froze. And then, goal. An instant of pure silence was shattered by a roar like thunder. His teammates, who once laughed at him, rushed over, lifting him onto their shoulders. Later that night, long after the celebrations ended, Haru sat alone on the quiet field. The moonlight shone on his worn, stitched shoe, now covered in the dust of victory. He wasn't a hero or a star. He was just a boy who refused to give up. And for the first time, he didn't lose.